Most people spend their entire lives doing what everyone else is doing. And it's not because they're lazy or don't want to. It's because following the crowd feels safe, feels comfortable, feels normal. But here's the uncomfortable truth. Safe doesn't always mean happy. Comfortable doesn't mean fulfilling. And normal? Well, normal is often just average. And average isn't what most people dream of being when they are young. When you're in your teens and 20s, you've got all these big dreams. You're going to travel the world, start that business, write that book, change lives. But somewhere along the way, the voice of the crowd gets louder. You should get a stable job. You should play it safe. Don't take risks. What if it doesn't work out? And bit by bit, you settle into the same routine as everyone else. The same conversations, the same fears, the same maybe one day dreams. Now, I'm not here to say that having a stable job or a predictable life is bad. If you genuinely love what you're doing, if you feel fulfilled, if you wake up excited for your day, then that's amazing. Stay on that path. But for so many people, deep down, there's that nagging voice saying, this isn't it. There's more to life than this. Hey, I'm Kapil. I've spent over a decade building my career, learning from both safe choices and bold risks. And now I'm creating content to help people break out of the just get by mindset. I've been where you are, and I know what it takes to start steering your life in your own direction. And that is what today's video is about. What to do instead of following the crowd. Time is limited, really limited. One of the biggest shifts in my own life came when I truly understood how short our time is. Not in a depressing, we are all doomed kind of way, but in a stop wasting it on the wrong things kind of way. Think about it. Every day that passes is one less day you have left to build the life that you want. You don't get a do-over. You only get this one stretch of time between your birth and your death to actually do the things that you care about, to see the places you've dreamed of, to create something that outlives you. In your 20s, you've got the most opportunity. You've got time, fewer responsibilities, and the energy to try almost anything. That's your prime experimenting phase. You can fail 5 times in a row and still bounce back stronger. If I could go back to my 20s, I'd sit myself down and say, take way more risks, the kind that make your stomach drop a little. Think way bigger than what's reasonable, because reasonable often just means small. Stop trying to please everyone. They are too busy thinking about their own lives anyways. Say yes to things that scare you in a good way. These moments will change you the most. The reality is, I played it safer than I should have in my 20s. I did well in my career, climbed the ladder, checked all the boxes society told me to check, but I didn't really take the big leaps. I didn't push myself into the unknown. Now, in my early 30s, I'm finally starting to do the things that I truly care about, like building this YouTube channel, sharing my experiences and creating something of my own. And honestly, I wish I had started sooner. Because the further that you go in life, you realize that your energy isn't infinite. Your enthusiasm isn't infinite. Your window to take big swings gets smaller every year. But here's the thing. Whether you're in your 20s, 30s, 40s, or 60s, the past is behind you. You can't change it. You can only change what you do from today forward. You can decide right now that you're not going to spend another year, another month, or even another week stuck in the same safe loop. You can choose to make the next chapter the one you'll actually be proud to look back on. Why following the crowd feels safe, but costs you big. Following the crowd feels natural because it's wired into us. Back in the day, sticking with the group meant survival, safety in numbers, protection from danger. But now, it often just means blending in at the expense of ever standing out. The cost? You might get to the end of your life and realize you never truly lived in your way. You never tested your limits. You never saw what you were actually capable of. Think about it. Maybe you stayed in a job you hated because everyone said it was secure. Or you choose a degree you didn't care about because it was practical. Those decisions feel safe in the moment, but years later, You might wonder what would have happened if you chased the thing that you really wanted. You might have worked incredibly hard, but did you work on the things that mattered most to you? What to do instead? Here's what I've learned. If you don't want to follow the crowd, you need to actively build your own path. That doesn't just happen by accident. It's a choice that you make every single day. And it comes down to a few key habits and mindsets. Upgrading your skills constantly. Don't just be good at one thing. Be curious. Learn things that interest you, even if they don't make sense at first. Skills stack in ways you can't predict. That photography hobby, it might help you market your future business. That coding class could open a door years later. Curiosity compounds. Taking calculated risks. Risks don't mean jumping off a cliff without a parachute. It means making moves with potential upside, even if they scare you. Apply for that role you think is a stretch. Launch that small side project. Talk to someone you admire. Every risk is a chance to grow. Think bigger than your current circle. If you're surrounded by people who think small and settle for just enough, you'll start thinking the same way. Seek out people who challenge you, who make you feel like you need to level up. Growth is contagious, but so is stagnation. Creating something of your own. Whether it's a business, a YouTube channel, a book, or a movement, there's something powerful about making something that didn't exist before you. It doesn't have to be perfect. Just start. The process alone will teach you more than you expect, helping others along the way. Living fully isn't just about chasing your own goals. It's about impacting others. Share what you know. Encourage someone else to take their first step. Your legacy isn't what you keep, it's what you give. When you live like this, you stop measuring success by how well you fit in and start measuring it by how much you're growing, creating, and helping. Now that's a real win. My personal turning point. For me, the shift happened when I realized that my 9 to 5 job was secure. But it wasn't the full picture of the life that I wanted. I wanted to create. I wanted to make an impact beyond just my job title. I also wanted to build something lasting, a strong legacy for my family, something my kids can look at one day and say, "Dad built that from nothing." So I started this channel. I didn't have all the answers. I still don't. But I knew that if I didn't start now, I'd keep putting it off for someday. And someday rarely comes. I wanted to see my kids taking risks, not just talking about them. And here's the funny thing. Once you start walking your own path, you stop worrying so much about what the crowd is doing. You get busy living your own life. You start making decisions based on what matters to you, not what's trending or expected. And that's when life gets exciting. When you wake up knowing you are building something that will outlast you. If you're scared, that's a good sign. I know stepping out of your comfort zone is intimidating, but fear is often a signal you're about to grow, to step into a version of yourself you haven't met yet. The first time I published a video, I was nervous, overthinking what people would say, wondering if anyone would even watch. My heart was racing when I hit that upload. But now, that fear has been replaced with excitement, because I know that every video is a step towards something bigger, something I'm proud of. And the best part, that same fear is proof that you're actually moving forward. The bottom line. If you're satisfied with your job, your lifestyle, your relationships, that's fantastic. You found your version of happiness. But if you're not, if you feel that you're meant for more, then stop waiting for permission. The crowd will always be there. The safe path will always be there, but your time won't. And when you're older, looking back on your life, those "what if I had done this" questions will haunt you far more than any failures ever could. Do it for your future self, the one who deserves to look back with pride, not regret. Be bold, take the risk, build something you can be proud of, leave your mark. If this connected with you, then stick around. I post videos to help you think bigger, live braver, and actually take action. Hit follow, like, and subscribe. Not just so that you miss future videos, but so we can grow together and you have a constant reminder that your life is worth building on your own terms. I'm just getting started, and I want to see you start building your own path too.